On Wednesday, S&P Global Ratings delivered what is arguably the harshest mainstream financial judgment ever issued against the world's largest stablecoin. They downgraded Tether's USDT from a stability score of 4, already labeled constrained, to the lowest possible rating of 5, weak. For context, S&P's stablecoin stability scale runs from 1, very strong, to 5, weak. A score of 5 means the agency believes the asset's ability to maintain its $1 peg is materially vulnerable under plausible stress scenarios. The core of the downgrade is straightforward. Tether's reserves have become noticeably riskier over the past 12 months. As of September 30, 2025, approximately 24% of the $181 billion in reported reserves are allocated to higher-risk assets: Bitcoin, gold, secured loans, corporate bonds, and other undisclosed investments. That's up from 17% a year earlier. The most eye-catching detail is Bitcoin. BTC now represents roughly 5.6% of all circulating USDT. That exposure exceeds Tether's stated over-collateralization buffer of 3.9%. In plain English, if Bitcoin and the other volatile assets drop sharply at the same time, the reserve coverage could fall below 100%, leaving USDT technically undercollateralized. S&P was also critical of ongoing transparency gaps: no public disclosure of custodians or counterparties, no asset segregation in case of issuer bankruptcy, and a regulatory framework in El Salvador that the agency considers significantly less rigorous than those in the United States or the European Union. Tether responded quickly and forcefully. The company called the report misleading, arguing that it applies an outdated legacy framework that fails to understand the nature of digitally native dollars. CEO Paulo Ardoino went further, pointing out that traditional rating agencies gave investment-grade scores to institutions that later collapsed spectacularly, from Enron to Lehman Brothers. Tether also highlighted that 75% of its reserves remain in short-term U.S. Treasuries and cash equivalents, holdings that now exceed $130 billion, making Tether one of the largest buyers of U.S. government debt in the world, ahead of countries like Germany and South Korea. The company stressed that USDT has never failed a redemption for a verified customer in over 10 years, even during the Terra collapse, FTX bankruptcy, or the Silicon Valley Bank crisis. So where does this leave us? On one hand, this is the first time a major global rating agency has explicitly said that a severe Bitcoin drawdown could, in theory, break USDT's peg. That statement alone will be weaponized by critics who have questioned Tether's reserves for years. On the other hand, USDT has faced existential doubts before, and each time it has not only survived but grown larger. Today it sits at over $180 billion in market cap and remains the primary liquidity layer for global crypto trading. Whether this S&P report marks the beginning of a new chapter of scrutiny or simply another page in the long book of Tether skepticism will depend on two things: the direction of Bitcoin's price in the coming months, and whether Tether chooses, or is forced, to materially reduce its exposure to volatile assets. For now, the world's most important stablecoin carries the worst stability rating ever assigned by one of the most influential voices in global finance. That contrast alone makes this one of the most significant developments in crypto this year. If you found this breakdown useful, please consider giving the video a like, dropping a comment with your thoughts, and subscribing for more measured, in-depth coverage of the digital asset space. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.